So children, here you can see that in 1639 the British they captured Madras from the king of Chandragiri, and they established a fort called as Saint Giorgio. A fort called as Saint Giorgio. So later on here Charles II. Here one king was there who belonged from England. His name was Charles II. He gave Bombay to the East India Company in 1668 on the annual rent of 10 pounds. On the annual rent of 10 pounds. So near Madras they built a fort near Madras. Which fort has been built, children? Saint George. Okay, so in 1668 King Charles II gave Bombay on an annual rent. Okay, so here only they did not stop for children. So afterwards here what happened here? They gave an annual rent for 10 pounds. 10 pounds. Okay, so later on here you can see that children in 1690 the English purchased 3 villages. The English purchased 3 villages, that is Sutanoti, Calicut, and which one children here? Govindapura. So 3 villages were purchased by them, and children here these 3 villages these were across the Hooghly River, and by the 17th century near this river here the city called as Calcutta, which has been grew up. So afterwards they established 3 important presidencies. 3 important presidencies were established. Its name is Bombay, Madras and Calcutta. Okay, so these were the 3 important presidencies were established by the Britishers. Okay children, so here when they purchased the 3 villages, that is called as Sutanoti, Calicut and Govindapura, they too also they established one important fort. Its name is Fort William. Okay, so here children like this they took control over all these places. Okay children, so here they also implemented some civil code laws on the areas where they are going to have a control. Okay children, so up to here this was the introduction regarding the English people. Okay, so in this particular video we discussed about the arrival of the English. So here what we discussed children, we discussed that on 31st December 1600 Queen Elizabeth she issued a charter for the East India Company. So according to the royal charter children here we can understand that the East India Company is having a permission to do trade with the eastern countries for up to 15 years. Okay, so here children the company asked permission. The company asked permission from the Mughal emperor to do trade in India. So here Mughal Emperor Jahangir he gave a royal permission to do business. So here according to this royal permission they established their first warehouse in Surat. Okay children, so later on here Thomas Rio from the court of James I he arrived to the Jahangir's court permission to establish his warehouses in other places of India. Okay, so afterwards they established their factories in Agra, Broch and Ahmednagar. Okay children, so later on here you can see that in 1639 here Madras, this was captured by the British from the king of Chandragiri, and then they established a fort called St. George. Okay, so later on children here in 1690 they purchased three villages. They purchased three villages, that is Suttanauti, Kalikata, along with this Kalikata, Govindapura. So these three villages were purchased by them. Then children, here you can see that it was, these places were across the river of Hooghly, and then near the Hooghly river a beautiful city that has been grew up, that is called as Calcutta, and here Fort William was established children. Okay, so here you can see that English made Calcutta as their capital. English made Calcutta as their capital. So later on here you can see that children, they made three presidencies, that is Bombay, Madras and which one? Calcutta. Okay, so like this slowly they started acquiring the places of India. Okay children, so up to here the concept is clear. If you have any doubts, if you have any query regarding this, you can contact me on my WhatsApp number. Thank you for watching this video children. In the next video we are going to discuss about the arrival of the French and the tough competition between the French and the English and the Carnatic Wars. What were the results and outcome of the Carnatic Wars? So these many points we are going to discuss in the next video. So until then, thank you for watching this video and take care of yourself children. Bye. Hello my dear students, welcome to online class. So today we are going to study social science subject of class 10 standard. In social science we are going to study the history section. The first chapter is like this children, advent of Europeans to India. So this is the third video part of this lesson. So here, before going to today's video, let us discuss what we discussed in the previous video. Yes children, here in the previous video we discussed about the fall of Constantinople and the arrival of the Europeans, a new sea route found by the Vasco da Gama. So these many points we have covered in the previous video. So children, as you know that when Ottoman Turks they captured Constantinople, so this was only the land route which was connecting India to the Europeans. Okay, so this land route was captured by the Ottoman Turks. Okay children, so it was there unnecessary to find a new sea route to India. So why it was necessary to find a new sea route to India? So what is the use to find the new sea route to India? Well children, as you know that children, there was a great demand for Indian commodities. Indian commodities like spices like here children, cardamom was there, black pepper was there, ginger was there. So all these commodities were great in demand in the European markets. So because of this reason, each and every European, they wanted to have trade relationship with India. But when the Constantinople, this has been acquired by the Ottoman Turks children here, you can see that the Ottoman Turks, what they did, they implemented heavy taxes on the Italians. Because the first Italians, they had trade relationship with India, and Italy was the wholesale dealer of all these commodities, no children. So here the Ottoman Turks, they implemented heavy taxes on the Italy. So this was highly impossible to pay the taxes for the Italian children. Okay, this was the situation. But all these commodities, these were great demand in the European markets. So anyhow, all the Europeans, they wanted to have trade relationship with India. So as a result, you saw that here children, a new sea route has been found by Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama, he was a Portuguese sailor. He left Lisbon and reached Cape near Calicut, the the west coast of India. So in this way, finding the new sea route to India, this dream of all the Europeans that got successful in 1498 when Vasco da Gama he reached India through the west coast. Okay, so like this here you can see that children, all the Europeans started entering India for the purpose of trade. Okay, so in the beginning, so you can see that Portuguese. So these were the first and the last to reach India and to leave India by the sea route. Okay, children. So Vasco da Gama he came to India, and along with him all the Portuguese came to India for trade purposes. Okay, so after Vasco da Gama, children, here Francisco de Almeida he came to India as a viceroy. He implemented blue water policy. So blue water policy, what is blue water policy? In order to establish the supremacy over the sea instead of land, here you can see that children he implemented blue water policy. Okay, after Francisco de Almeida, Alfonso de Albuquerque he came to India. So he was considered as the real founder of the Portuguese. He was considered as the real founder of the Portuguese in India. So how it is so? So children, here you can see that he captured Goa by defeating the Sultan of Bijapur in 1510. Okay children, so like this Goa became an administrative center of Portuguese. Goa became an administrative center of Portuguese, children. So afterwards here you can see that here Portuguese they established absolute trade monopoly up to 1 century in India. Okay, so but later on what happened? The situation has been changed. They were not strong to have a competition with English and French people. So due to this reason what they did? They went back. Okay, so after Portuguese followed by the another Europeans, the Dutch. They too came to India through Holland and Netherlands. They established United East India Company in 1602. Okay children, so they have a strong aim to have trade relationship with the eastern countries. Okay children, eastern countries like here India was there, Java, Sumatra, Indonesia. In these places they wanted to establish the trade relationship. Okay children, so next here they established their warehouses. The warehouses in Surat, Broch, Cambay, Cochin, Nagapattinam, Musulipattanam and Chinasur. So these were the important warehouses of the Dutch. Okay children, so later on when the English and the French they too arrived to India, at that time what happened children here? They were not able to have a tough competition with the English and the French, and they too withdrawn their step. They too stepped back and they turned their attentions towards Indonesia. Okay, so this has been taken place. So after first Portuguese, first year Portuguese, they arrived to India by sea. Then followed by Portuguese, here Dutch. They came to India and they established United East India Company in 1602. So after this, the English they came to India. After English, the French they came to India. So in the previous video we discussed about the Portuguese and the Dutch. In today's video we are going to discuss about the English. In today's video we are going to discuss about the English. Here you can see that children, on 31st December 1600, Queen Elizabeth, she issued a royal charter. She issued a royal charter which gave the permission to East India Company to have a trade with the eastern countries. So please remember the important date children here. On 31st December 1600, Queen Elizabeth, she gave a royal charter to the East India Company to have a trade with the eastern countries for almost all 15 years or only for the 15 years. Okay, so here the company, it started its business in 1613. 1613 it started its business. So for this purpose, what happened children here, the Mughal Emperor Jahangir, he issued a royal permission for the Britisher to do trade in India. So taking permission from the emperor, the Mughal Emperor Jahangir, they established their first warehouse in Surat. The first warehouse, it has been established in Surat. So later on next, in 1617, Sir Thomas Rio, who came from the court of James I, he asked the permission to establish their trade centers in different parts of India. First they established their warehouse in Surat. Later on, when Thomas Rio, when he came to India to the court of the emperor called Jahangir, he asked permission to establish warehouses in the different places in 1617. Okay. So here you can see that children, the English established their factories in Agra, Ahmedabad and Bharuch. They established their factories in Agra, Ahmedabad and Bharuch. So the first warehouse, it has been established in first warehouse established in Surat. Okay. So after this, the remaining factories were established in which place children here? Agra, Ahmedabad, then Bharuch. Okay, so here in these places factories were established. Okay children, so after this year, in 1639, the English, they took Madras from the ruler of Chandragiri. So they established their one fort. They established one fort there. What is the name of that fort? Let's see.